Hello and welcome to the next video, and this one is for lesson 17 on the foundation GCSE. So let's get going. Now the first part of this one we did was when the pen works was probability trees. Alright, find out the something of probability, something happening when we've got like a nice sort of visual representation of what's going on. Okay, so imagine we've got a little bag up here, yeah, and it's at the top of the bag, and in the bag are 10 red counters and 5 blue ones. So, the probability trees, what we're going to do is select a counter and keep it. Right. So what this does is when you select a counter and keep it, take it out of the bag, all the odds, all the probabilities change every time. So let's do the tree for this. We'll break this lesson 17 up into two parts because the second part is something to do with perimeters and areas. So we've got 10 red and 5 blue, and this is our first selection where we can choose either red or blue, and this is our second selection where we can choose either red or blue, or if we're down here, red or blue. Now, what's the probabilities of all this happening? Okay, so if we select a red counter from the bag, there are 10 red counters in the bag and there are 15 altogether. So the probability is 10 over 15. If we select a blue counter, there are 5 blue out of 15. Right, so now we've taken one out and we've kept it. So now there are only 14 left in the bag. So we can do all the 14s down here for this second choice. Right, so the probability of another red counter after one has gone, there will only be 9 red left in the bag. So it's 9 out of 14. If we were to pick a blue counter out of the 14 that remain in the bag, there is 5 blue ones left. So now we're to pick a blue one, so it's 5 out of 15, and then it's going to be 4 out of 14. If we pick the blue first, there'll still be 10 red ones in there. So we've got all these, yeah? Now, we want to find the probability of, I'm like doing different colours because otherwise we get the reds and blues mixed up. So the probability of red, yeah, followed by a red. Remember when we had 2 dice and you rolled them together, or one after the other, you had a probability of 1 in 6 of any number, and then you had another 1 in 6 for the dice. Oh, you multiplied the two probabilities together, which gave you 1 out of 36. So the odds get less. So what we do is we multiply them. We multiply them. That's nothing to do with this. So we've got 10 over 15 times 9 over 14. And that will equal 90. That's 210. So of red followed by red is 210. 90 over 210. A red followed by a blue. So this will be 10 over 15 times 5 over 14. And that's 50 over 210. It's always 210. Blue followed by a red is 5 over 15 times 10 over 14, and this will be 50 again over 210. Now these two in the middle are always the same. Doesn't matter whether you do red, blue, blue, red, green, orange, orange, green, yeah, whatever it is, they always come out the same. And lastly, if we go down this way, we've got 5 over 15 times 4 over 14, which equals 4 5s are 20 over 210. So this 210 is a magic number, isn't it? Because if we add 90 and 50 and 50, it's 190, and 20, that comes to 210. So everything altogether, as you would expect, is 210 or 100% of all the probabilities put together. So if you add the numerators of these four fractions up together, you can check to see whether you've missed anything or done the wrong numbers here, because it must add up to the same as the denominator. So that is called an AND rule, where you're going a probability of a red and a probability of another red. Okay, so the probability of red and red, or red then red, yeah, so it doesn't make any difference, will be equal to 90 over 210. And if you want to simplify that fraction, be my guest. You don't have to unless they tell you to. And the probability of a red followed by and a blue in any order is going to be the same. It's 50 over 210. Okay, so let's do one more with the same sort of thing. So we can have say 4 red and 3 blue. So up this way is red, red, blue, down here is blue, red, and blue. And then make you fill these things in already. So red is 4 out of 7 and blue is 3 out of 7. Right, so we picked a red, so now there are only 6 left in the bag and only 3 reds, so it's 3 out of 6. If we want to pick a blue, there are still 3 blues, but there are only 6. Blue followed by red, which is 4 out of 6, and blue followed by blue, which will be 2 out of 6 again. So, probability of red followed by red. Okay, so we've got 4 over 7 times 3 over 6, which is 12 over 42. And red followed by blue, 4 over 7 times 3 over 6 is 12 over 42. Same. Blue followed by red is 3 over 7 times 4 over 6, 12 over 42. It's unusual they all come out to be the same thing. 3 over 7 times 2 over 6, this is different, yeah, equals 6 over 42. Now the reason that's different is because there were fewer blues to start with. Yeah, funny how red is not more likely than a red blue, but that's because once you take a red out, you've got an equal chance of a red or blue the next bit. So that's the AND rule, where you're multiplying the two together. Now, if you have the probability of two the same colour, you either have a choice of 2 reds or 2 blues. So which one do you go for? Do you go for 6 over 42 or do you go for 12 over 42? What you need to do with this, where your TWO, bit unclear, but TW2, I'll wipe that out. I'll make that better for you if I can. So it doesn't stipulate that you have to have 2 reds or 2 blues. It can just be either, 2 of the same colour. So what you do here is you take your option 1, which is red, and write that down. And you take your option 2, which is 6 over 42, which is blue, and you simply go 12 over 42, and this time you add them. Now don't worry about adding all these fractions, what they might be, because you've always got the same denominator, so you just need to add the numerators at the top. 18 over 42. Yeah. So how about the probability of 2 different colours? Okay, so this could either be red-blue or blue-red. So the red-blue is this one here, 12 over 42. And the blue-red is this one here, 12 over 42. So let's add them then. 12 over 42 plus 12 over 42 is about a grade 5 or 4, something like this, and it's 24 out of 42. So there are probabilities using the probability tree. And that will be the end of the first part of this, because we went on to do something else, which I'll do in the second part.